Hi, welcome to the musician's journey. That's me, I'm the musician, this is my journey. This is part of my journey anyway. This is a series of videos, or will be a series of videos about this studio build. So yeah, we recently moved house and I've been a musician for 40 odd years, I've played the guitar, and along the way I've learnt stuff and collected stuff. And one of the prerequisites when we were moving house was that I needed a studio space, because all my studio gear, I say studio, all my instruments and amps and so on, was sharing the space with my office. And we were lucky enough to find a house with a cellar. I'm in the cellar now. My wife is upstairs watching TV, I think. And this was a horrible, dark, dank, musty, smelly cellar when we moved here. It was a cellar. I think the previous occupants just kept boxes down here and had a couple of cupboards for holding cleaning material, and the boiler was down here. And so we decided, well, we could probably utilise this space. We could move the boiler out, get a new boiler put in somewhere else. As it happened, we went for an external oil-fired combi boiler because we're quite rural, we can't get gas. And I stood in here and I thought, yes, I can do this. I can make this into a studio. And that's exactly what we've done, and that's what you're about to watch. A series of videos showing the journey, turning this place from a horrible, bricky, dusty into what we have now. I think, like most musicians or not technophobes, that's not the right word, technical people that love technology, there you go, whatever the word is for that. I've got gear acquisition syndrome. I'll always keep buying stuff, so this is an ongoing project really. What you'll see at the end of all of this is where it's at now. It doesn't mean it's not going to change. In fact, since I've moved in and I bought a whole load of new stuff, I'll be doing some videos, not unboxing videos, but some videos about how I learned how to use this stuff and how I learned how to set it up, because that's kind of what the channel is about. So yeah, stay tuned, enjoy, and I'll see you at the end. Yeah, so this is the old trap door. It was just wasn't even unhinged. It was just lifted up by hand, and down we go. It was a heavy old thing. By this point, I think I've already had the old boiler taken out, which, let's have a quick look. Yes, so the old boiler's gone. There was a boiler there. The boiler's gone. In fact, that's the old boiler there, I think. Maybe not. But you can see the state of the brickwork. It's all crumbling. There's been a lot of damp down here in the past. It's a fairly dry cellar, but there's a lot of humidity in there, so there's no real water ingress that I was aware of. Yeah, so you can see that there's a couple of recesses there. That's an air vent, leads outside to a kind of a hole, for want of a better word. There's an old power sockets there. There's some old cupboards that the previous occupants had in. You can see pipework running across the ceiling. I had to get all that pipework rerouted. I have to say, right from the offset, I should have said it in the intro video really, that I'm not a DIY type guy. I can't do plumbing and plastering and electrical work and all that kind of thing, so I've got a firm in to do this for me. So you can see here what they've started doing is filling in, levelling off some of the brickwork had all crumbled. Sort of, I think damp had obviously got to it at some point. So there's the original, well, not original, it's the pipe work for the new boiler we've put in. So here we can see that they've put a level of stuff, I can't know what it's called now. The old plumbing is still in the old place. This is a damp proofing plaster type stuff. I can't think what it's called now. I should have found out and maybe made notes before I started recording this voiceover, but there you go. Yeah, so you can see that bit by bit they are filling all of this, damp proofing the brickwork. the plan, that recess that we're looking at there, the plan there was to cover that over, so we still have the air vent going out to the outside, but actually it would be plasterboarded over, so it would be a flat wall. There was a lot of waiting time actually waiting for cellar to dry out. This plaster, this rendering stuff to dry out. There's a lot of dust and moisture in, so you can see actually, you can't see much in this particular clip. We're starting to put in the first fit electrics as well, so you can see that's what's happening there really. I've got a lot of sockets in here, lighting cabling going in, sockets going in. That plumbing got in the way actually. That was the plumbing that the oil-fired combi boiler team put in. Totally different team to the one that's doing the studio build, and we had to reroute it. We had to get the firm's plumber to reroute that because it just got in the way. You can see that there's a dehumidifier there, trying to dry the place out, and there's a lot of humidity in here. To the extent actually that even after the whole build was completed, I have to have a dehumidifier running down here, monitoring the humidity and switching on and off when it gets too humid. Can't have that humidity hitting my guitars, they're too expensive. I've got to keep the humidity at the right level. So yeah, we're still looking at the first fix electrics here. There's a little gas fire there, well, not gas, electric fire. We tried quite a lot of things to dry this place out, including heating it up and putting a dehumidifier in. So yeah, there's this point, there's the old central heating pipe work there that's hanging below the rafters, so we have to get that moved. So at this point, we've had the combi boiler plumbing rerouted, so it's that big sort of square, weird shaped thing that connected up to where the old heating system was from the old boiler. We've had that removed and we've had it routed straight across the top to, unfortunately we're still a bit in the way, but you know, that's not too bad. And there you can see that the new plastic central heating plumbing has gone in through the rafters so that we can hide it all up out of the way. And the old copper piping has been removed totally. You can see the rafters. The plan with the rafters was to fill it with rock wool, obviously, and well, we'll talk about that later on when we get to it. So I just came down at the end of each working day. I didn't film the workmen as such. I just came down either during or at the end of each day just to make a video of progress. So you can see these metal whatever they're called, metal hanging things, so that the whole idea was to have a suspended ceiling. So you've got rubber grommets, if you like, that are fixed to the rafters, and then these metal plates are fixed to the rubber grommets. That gives you a level of sound isolation, and then you fix your soundboard and whatever to the metal runners. Yeah, we found out that actually there wasn't a lot of headroom in here, and I thought it'd be okay. But then every day, I went in there every day and I kept measuring and measuring. And then one of the guys said, well, it's only a brick floor. It's been down about 250 years, but we can take it up. And so we lifted, well, they lifted the brickwork. There was only one level of brickwork, so they lifted that and took out probably about 2 or 3 inches of sand that was below that, that was the levelling sand, if you like, and that gave us quite, sufficient headroom to actually. I can stand up in here now. I could before, but it was always going to be a bit difficult. So, yeah, taking that flooring level out was a really good idea. And what you can see here is you can see these little dots around the bottom of the floor. So we had dry rod insulation put in there, which I don't know technically what it does, but it's the rods you put in 10 centimeters above the floor, so far in, so far apart, and they react with the humidity in the water in the walls, and they spread the chemical out. And I'm not exactly sure how it works, but that was the first level of water protection, if you like, damp protection. The second level is this slurry. It's called, I don't know if I remember what it was called then. It's tanking. It's a tanking slurry. That's what it is. That's the second level of protection. Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that part one of the studio build, converting a cellar into a studio. I know I watched a lot of these videos about how to do certain things, not necessarily convert a cellar, but how to do soundproofing, how to do this, how to do that, in order to give me ideas for the studio. So, hopefully, I don't know if it's going to help you or not, but it's just, hopefully it's been interesting enough. So, yeah, if you liked it, good. If you liked it, like it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, so you know when the next one's coming up. I feel obliged to say that every single video I ever watch, the guys go, hit like, subscribe, and have these little fancy graphics coming across the screen. It's a new channel, I just started doing it. I might have some of that stuff coming later on, but for the moment, if you like it, and great. Hopefully you'll come back and see the next part next week. Well, I say next week, hopefully next week. Cheers.